Okay, so intro and housekeeping. Is that me? We've got the 903 coming up after that with Jeremy. Prayers and gratitude from Kim Marie. Insights from Kim Marie and Kevin. Testimonial from a special guest speaker. And at the very end, we're going to go over the chat questions and answers. There isn't going to be an open mic today. If you request to speak, we'll figure it out. But as far as the questions and answers go, I'll probably be running things in the background. I'll try to answer the questions as they come up. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's it. So we're ready to kick this pig. Jeremy, if you want to get going. Oh, one more thing. We're also going to be making some changes. We're going to be having some tiered information going on. So we'll have separate rooms in the coming, days, weeks, where we're going to work it out, try to get everybody categorized to where they should be. So that way it's not too overwhelming for people, like middle school, high school, collegiate level situation going on. So do your research, do all the due diligence so you can learn everything, and then be ready to go, because this is a lot of learning, a lot of reading, and you need to be able to articulate everything that you are doing. So with that said, off to you, Jeremy.
Y'all caught me driving again, but hope y'all are having a good day. Welcome to Recoupers. As always, we're going to have a good call today, and hopefully people's questions get answered. And we have a smooth live today. But again, I just want to welcome you on. Thank you for coming. We have a great group of admin. They've been organizing and doing their due diligence with Recoupers and getting y'all the information you need, just like you heard just a moment ago. They're restructuring a little bit to make it a little bit easier for folks. So they're all volunteers. Y'all give them praise. Thank them for their hard work and their due diligence that they're doing to get y'all the information you need to enjoy this financial freedom that's coming. All right. Hey, I love y'all. And Kimmery, if you would.
Awesome. Thanks for that. That's a big hi-ho. Greetings, everyone. I think people are looking for where they can put their chatting, and I think it is Gratitude Insights Testimonial Live 12/21/2024. I think that's where you're going to find the green panel that's open right now because someone's talking, but it's a blue panel at the top when people are in between. So, if you guys can just help us out, it seems like people are having a little bit of trouble finding which actual spot that they're chatting in today or asking questions, that is. I'm going to start off with just, super gratitude for everybody who's just been working so around the clock, you guys. But there has been so much unbelievable scaffolding lifting going on, and so many who have been in these groups have really come forward to help a lot. And, I want to start off with a quick prayer to set the pace here. Just Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this family. Thank you for these insights. Thank you for the successes that are coming in. Thank you for the love letters. Thank you for the cryptic messages that are coming in. I want you to know that we see all your little taps on the shoulder. We see the signs. We're getting the messages. We see the flying paper planes flying across the top of the classroom. We see the wadded up pieces of paper being tossed. We're here for it. And I just want to thank everybody for, pitching in and really helping us raise the roof here. And in your Father, as we all hold your hallowed name sacred, I also want to appreciate and give love to our ancestors and their hallowed names, and the coming generation and their hallowed names, and all of your children of the Most High Estate that are here with hallowed names, and all those precious names. I say amen, and thank you for allowing me to open up the space. I'd like to share something with you that came through my message portal, and just really underlines the gratitude that I have and appreciation for having joined arms with all of you again. It's nice to see you all again. So I put it in the chat. It's in the Gratitude Insights Testimonial Live. It says, heaven clashes, the sky pulls and heads for the earth. The whistles and bells cheering, for the forecast is near. The people have spoken. We have yelped from our grandmother's belly. Growls, we have prayed with hands pounding the ground, the dust splashing our faces. We cough and bang some more. We bang for all. We bang knowing we will be heard. We, the souls of the ages, we remember our part. The gleams and moments we revision, who we are like a flicker in a deja vu. We taste the eclipse of the vision once remembered, counting and grafting the planks for the bridge that awaits. The bridge we sent through the ethers. For substance meets form of our imagined souls in a parallel reality. Glimpse me once, I signed the contract. Glimpse me twice, I resist and say it's too soon. The wail of the thunder reminds me of my father. I stand as the glimpser and see as the Father sees. The hand on my shoulder guides my thoughts, my deeds, and now my words. The glimpse is now, and now, and now. The cries for love are now for everyone resting at the base of a sacred, walled shelter. By the elk's skin, the treaty is made. We are covered by the wings of a golden age. An age of wonder, creation, re-evolution. Into the divine alley of existence, we are humbled at the weight of the wings that cloak us. We smell the musk of 1,000 sunsets. We receive the intention of healing. The running in our minds is only in a dream. As we awaken, we stand in honor of Gaia, of love. Rivers of nourishment flow from the veins of the celestial body. Ah, Nuit. The angels whistle as we dance the path. The elders rest as we are finally in reverence to the One. Praise and prayer unto the highest. Compassion for the love of folk, for the walking dead. They shall see another day. They shall walk another path. We wish them solace and forgive their desperate longing for the connection and light. Their place will hold them in a comforted reality of their choosing. Be well, be blessed. Long cry the song of mercy. The humblest of servants shall walk through the door of eyes and light, the Purusha, the infinite. The most eternal of lives lived, we give and love. It is this, so be it, in the eternal. Namaste. 2010, I wrote that when hope was all that I had. So it's great to be with all of you and family. Okay, the agenda next is insights from Kimmery and Kevin. Has Kevin arrived? Let's see if he's here. I do not see him yet. Okay, well, insights, lots of insights this week. Just a quick recap while I'm getting nudged to kind of recap. insights that a lot of people are actually starting to have, which I'm happy to report, is the power and the responsibility is being mirrored back and reflected back to each and every, in equal measure, in so many ways, because what we have is that people are receiving their green cards back with a stamp on them, with a confirmation that you are in fact in a contract and that we are actually of age and competent to contract and take that responsibility, take those reins, take the helm of that ship and start to record and memorialize and scribe your value, your family's value, your ancestors' value, your future unborn children's value. And we're now in the seat of whatever vessel you're choosing to animate these days. I love jetpacks myself, but so we've been getting a lot of feedback from folks about what that actually feels like to be able to, for Christmas, fill out an ES and a V for your kid, for your teenagers, knowing that the follow-up is, of course, gifting that teenager, on a 1099 miscellaneous or however the father decides to do it. But he shared on our live the other day what that feels like. And it feels like Santa. Feels like someone who's learned how to pull those gifts out of his big bag. Those with unlimited credit have unlimited opportunities to gift and start these gifting parties, right? And we're just gifting credits and it's unlimited amount. So that's a huge insight that we're getting, and we're getting feedback on that from a lot of different beautiful groups that people have created and study groups that they've started around Telegram. Many other insights that I'd like to report, and I'd like to also really ring the bell on Sundays live with Jeremy on his TikTok, telling you there are people coming forward into these lives and have found a place to put a scroll of information that's relevant, that matters, that's useful, that's truthful, that's honest. And they're simply rolling up the scroll of like the cliff notes of all their years of knowledge base and education and successes, but rolled up into a little cliff note on parchment paper and delivering it to Jeremy's live call on Sundays, y'all. And then I had the privilege and the honor to read out one of those. And then it sparked a bunch of amazing insights from me, just from reading the parchment paper. So participating in these spaces that have been created for all of us, I cannot recommend it enough, because it's a sacred circle. I don't know how else to describe it. And you never know what you're going to find or what you're going to hear or what gift you're going to be presented with. 1217, Chart of the Forest. And I just want to thank you again, Jeremy, because I've been going back and listening to your calls. I've been able to hear the graduation and the level of sharing and participation that's coming into these Sunday calls. It's for the record, y'all. This is for the record. This is for the history books. It's not going anywhere, and neither are any of us. Newsflash. Other insights. People are starting to want to create their own lives, their own study groups, and so that they're a little bit smaller. Heather actually made a study buddy link up room in RECOUPERS, and I was bawling as I was watching everyone's conversations. The gift that it is to be able to have a study buddy right now. Please don't take it for granted. Our road was a lot harder getting here.
This space was created by a bunch of unique people. So therefore, this space should be viewed as very unique because of the people that are in it. So I just wanted to inject on that. Thank you, Cameron.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And we're here to raise each other up as you go from a cub to a lion, and you're ready to have a little cub study group. Great, awesome, have it. Invite us. Share the word out. Get the message out far and wide. People are going to receive it because it's from people that they know, they love, and they trust. So thank you all for who've been doing that. Thank you all for who've been doing that. I cannot thank you enough. You're helping us lift or roll that stone away from that place so that we all can have a voice again, right? And it takes sometimes it takes a group of us or our family, to help. So let's see, other insights. Having a space that's safe for people to come and share when their successes come, that's another incredible context for why, as Jeremy's saying, this was an organic coming together of a multifaceted diamond of different cultures, people that live in different locations around the world. So it is a gift. It is a gift, and I don't want us to take it for granted. And thank you, Heather, and everyone else on the leadership team who's just been working around the clock, keeping your garden growing and keeping our garden growing here. So, Kevin, any insights that you'd like to share with the group today? I saw that you hopped on.
Yeah. I was at the bank. I was getting some very poignant forms that we've all been talking about lately notarized. And what I've come to realize is that, so interestingly enough, the folks are so desperate. The people here the government here in Jackson County pulled a fast one on everyone in Jackson County. So people like me who live out in Grandview, who have a couple of acres, surprisingly got a very large tax bill because the government, in their all-knowing capacity, has made my vacant land commercial. So it went from $300 a parcel for taxes to $8,000. But what I'm looking at right here is a tax bill with a coupon on it. So they gave me the bond to pay it. Thank you very much. I'm just grateful to know the things that we know. And when we see a tax bill, I see it as something else. I see it as a financial instrument that's going to be turned in because it's a bond. It's a bond. It's a bond. And just so many great things happening, people. Just so many great things. It's an incredible time that we find ourselves in, and the best is yet to come.
Spot on.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Let's see, what's next on the
The most amazing thing that I'm thankful for, my daughter has choir on her schedule next semester, and she's been singing Christmas songs all morning long, and I'm just beside myself with the amazingness that she is. Just I'm giggling because it's so awesome.
Jolly Green Giant when you giggle, and green as in go. Huckleberry go. Thanks for that. Love it. Love hearing about the family. I believe yeah, amen to that. Giving you big hugs. I believe, yes. Yeah, I think this community is providing us with a lot of insights, and a lot of folks are just kind of categorizing or organizing all those insights as they're coming in that will help us on our path and our journey. And I know there's a lot of people that are actually scribing and keeping records, and thanks to AI also. And Days has been working on getting transcripts for all of our different live calls, because the archiving of these moments will be something to really look back on in history, that we were all a part of building this together. So I can't thank all those of you enough who spend your time making sure these are recorded and making sure they are in our libraries for posterity. So with that, I'd like to just share a little amazing opportunity for a testimony that was shared the other night. I was guided to hop into the newbies Kimmery stuff Telegram group, and I saw the little microphone was on and they were in there having a nice little meeting, and I was nudged to go in there and just kind of listen in. And it was so beautiful to watch people who are so committed to learning and sharing and lifting each other up while we're traversing this all together. And I just want to thank Mona for just being such a great space for people who feel safe to share in there. And not only that, but inspired. People are inspired to participate. And that's such a testament to the space that you created. And I thank you for that. I believe, so I'll just share with you, just to finalize it, I'll just share with you the kind of what happened was, we all kind of compared our notes, and we were finding out that we were all really on the same page, and everyone was really starting to get, the lights are turning on, right? The lights are turning on. And it was a beautiful moment where I got to share with people that, thank you, Jeremy, for calling me up to the microphone. My life changed that day forever. And this birthday this year, I got to be with 4,000, or who knows how many more people have heard that testimony now. But the reuniting with my family has always been my highest prayer. It wasn't just freedom that I was praying for. It was the freedom to find my family, my tribe, my community. And here it is. And so it was beautiful to have the group sing me happy birthday. It was like a reunion and coming home. So Days, do you want to share a little bit about how organic this testimony came into the group for us? That'd be awesome.
Actually, Kimmery, Leon is here right now. And I was
awesome.
It might be great to have him step up and give us the story, because it's an amazing story that builds. It's great. Like, I don't even want to ruin it. Leon, if you're there, it'd be wonderful if you could take the stage and tell us what happened in your situation.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm here. Hi, everyone. Wow. So what a day the other day was. All right. So I don't even know where to begin. I started on this process maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I've taken advice from a lot of gurus, so-called gurus, over the years, who have spent a lot of money on, who've given me fuck all for results, like basically nothing, right? I've spent a lot of money. I've been very isolated on this journey, and I I've seen a lot of the 903s posted in the background over the, this past year and a half, and I finally joined into the RECOUPERS group and was just smacked in the face with love and gratitude and a welcoming of a community. And Kimmery just lit me up. So I was learning from a lady who you've all probably heard of in the background, or not learning from, but was under the guidance of Christina Wilson. And I did one of her processes. I did the borrow from yourself process, where I ended up setting up an estate, private bank, and a foreign grantor trust EIN and all of that. And I filed the borrow from yourself 1041 process back in April. And I was told it'd be, maybe 6 to 8 weeks or something like that, a few months. A lot of correspondence back and forth with the IRS. And then in about June, July, they issued me a CP 145 notice, in which they didn't really give me any information. They just said, we changed your information here and applied 0 to your tax return. So I didn't really know what to do with that. There's just so much info to process. I'm kind of rambling here and I'll try to bring it all home, but I had been waiting with just no results for a long time, a lot of correspondence back and forth with the IRS. And then it was brought to my attention after, being in these groups. I found the newbies group and just incredible love in that community. Gosh, guys, everyone that I've been chatting with off in the sidelines and throughout the chats, I love you all. And I'm so grateful for you guys sharing information with me. I just want this circle to keep spinning around for all of us, right? So we were in this chat the other day, and Stephen Palmer, if you're on as well, man, you really had a lot of inspiration for me in this one as well. We had this conversation the other day about competence and people not having success in these processes. And he said something, it was really simple, but it really hit me. And he said, "Oh, you're not getting success? Congratulations, you didn't display competence." And that really smacked me in the face. Like I said, just it woke me up. And also, again, I'll tie it back. I'm not going to take credit where I don't deserve it. But Christina had posted this video saying that what we should do when we get notices like this is to, ask questions and not, be in a combative place. And I really resonate with that because I'm not a hateful guy. I'm a pretty loving guy. So I had written this letter, this really elaborate letter, asking the IRS a bunch of questions. Questions like, okay, well, it says you made changes to my tax return. Well, who made the changes? Like, what changes did you make? Who authorized those changes? I didn't. I started hopping into some pretty elaborate questions. Who within an organization has the right to make alterations to a tax return? What are the legal implications for someone who makes an unauthorized tax, like a change on a tax return? So, gave him a multiple choice question. And so I'm riding this high, right? This adrenaline rush of finally standing up for myself and doing what I believe to be showing competence, taking control of my estate, being the executor, right? So I was on this high, getting on this call with the newbies. We're about to discuss, our insights for the week. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to get off the phone real quick and call the IRS. I just got to see if I can get something out of them. So I get on the phone, get verified in, and I asked the agent. I've got a good report going with her. She was lovely, unlike a lot of other agents out there. And then I said, hey, I've just been looking over this form. I've had a lot of time to look over this because you guys have really been, you haven't given me any correspondence. I filed this back in April. And she even said, yeah, I know we really dropped the ball a few times this year. So I made sure to remember that. And then I said, hey, so I'm just looking at this form here and it says that you made changes to my tax return. What changes did you make? And like, who made changes? Who authorized that? Because, I as fiduciary, I didn't. And she goes, yeah, I know. I see these credits here on your account. I'm not really sure why it hasn't been released. And they had also told me that in this process that I was to expect a 3176C letter, which is the frivolous filing one. And I hadn't received that correspondence yet, so I just wanted to be ahead of that. So I'd put together my letter, sent it off, green return card, all that, certified. Then I got on the phone, asked her the question. She puts me on hold, comes back, and she goes, click, 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 click. Yep, okay, so I've just released that. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, I've released your credits. You can expect your check within 4 to 6 weeks. And that just, I recorded the conversation of her saying that. I didn't get her. Yeah, she released my credits.
Tell us, Leon, what that was like for you and how you started making plans with your sons.
Guys, I'm so sorry. What happened? Did you lose me again?
We did, but you're back now.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
I couldn't
And
hear
I
anything.
just wanted you to share. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything. I'm so sorry about that. So I'm not sure where I left off, but I'll yield until.
No, you we heard everything, and then you basically cut out right after you said they released the credits. They released the credits.
Yeah. So I made
Just
sure
like that.
to,
It wasn't even hard.
it wasn't even hard. It was like easy. And I was like, wait, what? And then I said, hey, since you guys, dropped the ball, like, can you look into expediting this? And I said, hey, can I get this in writing? Like, I've never been told this information. I've been told that it's been processing, that it's under review, that it's, that it's processed. Like, and then now I'm getting a frivolous filing. Like, I don't know what to believe. So can you send me a letter? And she goes, yeah, I'm required to send you a letter. Excuse me. And so that happened. And I had to jump back on the call and be like,
So Leon,
guys. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Leon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Leon.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Can you just share with us what you shared with us that night on the call where you started sharing about your plans with your kids?
Oh gosh. I mean, as you can tell, I'm not American, but I live in America, and I've never taken I'm from Australia originally, and I've never taken my kids to Australia, and I get to take them. It's just, this changes everything, guys. And look, I know that's not a huge, big thing, but it's so special to me, and I'm so grateful that I now have the chance to just clean up a bit of shit with my blue card person, spend some time and love on my boys, and not have to worry about being in this matrix anymore. And I get to pay it forward and share the love with all you guys. I just am eternally grateful for this. And this is the first of many. I filed my ES&Vs, and I'm on board. I'm going to start looking into the 1522 a lot more, and getting on the 1099B train, and getting my trust set up, and looking into getting a wealth manager. And I mean, there's just everything changed the other day.
You're making my heart beat really fast, but I'm happy for you, bro. I think that's awesome.
Man. Yeah, I mean, I needed a win. I've had so many failures, and I've just been at it for every day, just obsessively involved with this. And it was you guys that gave me the confidence to, like, get my shit straight, buckle up, and start really owning my square here, and again, displaying my competence. That one really hit hard for me. So in a good way. So thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kimmery.
Thanks, Kimmery. 903, Kevin, all the admins, Tacky, Days. I mean, you guys are just awesome. Heather, all the love you're putting into organizing this group. So thanks, guys.
Well,
I'll be around. I'm not going anywhere. You'll be seeing me.
There's many on this call who have been trying to pave the streets for a very, very long time. And, some of us have seen the success and then have it ripped away. Myself, it just elates my soul to hear your story, and that you get to take your boys home. You get to take them home.
Mate, it's so exciting.
That's a tearjerker. It's a tearjerker story, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, I think if anything, now it just gives me the confidence to start speaking with these accounts from a place of just accountability, like taking ownership. I'm really inspired, guys. Thank you. Asking those questions that they do not want to answer. I think, what did Dave say? He said,
we call it the questions that shall not be answered. And I think we should share that with everyone. And, it's a list of about 15, 16 questions, and who knows how many more unbelievable questions we can.
Gosh, take them and just make them your own. I mean, it's not the questions really. I mean, you just pose a certain thing in a certain way. It's like, they don't want to answer that. So, guys, thanks for the time today.
Thank you, Leon.
So awesome, Leon. And remember, as attorneys, in fact, we only work with facts. So what Leon typed up and that exercise of him typing that up and Steve working with him to really just stand in his competence, what was available for Leon when he got inspired to hop off the call and just give them a call and speak truth to power, right? He basically had it already in his heart because he had just typed out all the questions. So he knew exactly who he was as the executor of the estate. And so he just rattled off a couple that were on his list. And I think that moment in time, that verified who Leon was for the benefit of another in such a perfect way, because you're holding them harmless by asking them a question, right? And so remember, the first one that answers a question loses on the chessboard, right? Or loses the controversy. And so silence is acquiescence oftentimes. So when you've got a green card back and you've heard nothing, you're winning. When you've got an adjustment letter that came in the mail, you're winning. When you receive a letter that you can't quite decode, you're winning. Because why? Where attention goes, energy flows. Even if you got a frivolous, my experience is a frivolous simply means you left too many chips on the table and your blue card person's not going to be real happy about that. You better recoup more than what you just filed here, right? So oftentimes when we get a message in a bottle, I like to call it, we have to come from that. It's our job to turn that message in a bottle into a receipt, into gold, into a ledgerable event, a billable event, a recoupable event, restitution, reclamation, that we now have said we have a duty to perform for our blue card person. So, Leon, thank you for being a great example of just a little exercise of typing out a bunch of questions. Put the power back in your lap. You're now the navigator. You're the cartographer for actually charting your path on your own map. That is the treasure map. That is for your children.
Thanks.
And now you get to take them to their homeland. What an example. So awesome.
The other day in the chat, we were literally like 2 days before, we were talking about, so what will this actually look like? As a group of saying, have any of you actually written this down or spoke it out? What are you going to do when you reach the finish line? And for those of you who have heard this already, I'm sorry to be redundant on all of it, but we were all just sharing, what are we going to do when we get there? And then Dave said, does anyone else want to speak and say that? And I kind of said, fuck it, I'll do it. And I had never done that before. I'd never actually spoken it out. And it felt exhilarating and thrilling. And it was a really good practice that I think we all deserve to do for ourselves. and that we all owe it to ourselves to do, to just literally speak it out. Have a conversation to someone you feel comfortable enough with, or in the groups. You know, if you can't do it with those in your personal lives, and just speak it out. My God, it got things moving. And then literally 2 days later, here we are. Okay. Love you guys.
Who would love to share with this community an inspiring gratitude that you have, or some insight that you got this week? Because we're noticing that it's a lot of things happen this week that we have yet to hear about. So anybody want to take this time to share for the recording, and those who listen to it after? Anyone want to share? We can open your mic up if you want to share a
Hi.
gratitude or an insight in your process.
I'm excited. I went to the IRS on Thursday, you guys. Wowie. Can I tell you guys about that real quick? Can you hear me?
Please do. We're here, all here.
Okay. I'm sorry, because my phone was acting weird the other day. Okay, so I'm in Southern California. I'm in San Bernardino. And I had to get the appointment. Okay, so I go in there. I got my bag with all my files, and I got all the letters, and I got everything. And I go in there, and the guy, does the frisking and all that. But I want to tell everybody something really important. When you go to that office, the service office, you got to show your ID to get past the gate guard, right? But I had my California ID, my driver's license is in another state, and I had a copy of my birth certificate. They refused the copy of the birth certificate. They want to see the real birth certificate, okay? And if you don't have two IDs like that, what are you going to do, right? So they want you to have a copy of your utility bill with your name on it, which I didn't have either. Mine are included. And so they did accept my driver's license in another state, okay? I'm just telling everybody straight up, because you don't want to get in there and go, oh, I don't have the right, to get past the gate. All right. So I go see the girl, and I got all my stuff. And she said, what can I help you with today? I said, well, ma'am, I'm getting all these letters saying that there's identity theft, and I don't know what's going on. And I can't get into my ID Me, and everything seems to be locked up, and I don't know what's going on. Oh, let me take a look. So she took my letter, and then she started digging. And then she said, did you file your 2023 1040? I said, I sure did. And she said, let me see that. Well, my 2023 1040 was the Christina Wilson process. And I did that back in May for $850,000. And so I had my file there with all my stuff, my green card, everything. I handed it to her. Okay. And then she said, did you do anything else? And I said, yes. In June, I did 6 more individual things. I did one for my rent last year, my car, my insurance. I went to buy a car in San Bernardino at Toyota. They didn't let me have it, but they fleeced my account. I gave them my social. That was a $152,000 deal. So I had all of that in there. She goes, okay. So I handed it to her. And then I said, I just recently sent in my 2023 1040, and I didn't make any money. Okay.
That,
And
by the way, was your identity theft. They thieved your identity.
they what?
The dealership, since they fleeced your account and didn't give you anything in return, that's the identity theft. They took from your credit and didn't give you any back.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't get a car. But I mean, she's talking about 2.9 billion people. Okay. So then she starts digging and she goes, oh my gosh, you've had identity theft on your account. I go, what? She goes, remember they announced it, the social security numbers? I went, oh, okay. So I'm glad you're here today. You're proving who you are. Okay. So she kept going back and forth and back and forth. And I'm sitting there and she's gone. And this girl in the office kept walking by the thing, smiling at me like, what the heck is going on? I don't know. I'm just sitting there. Anyway, so she comes back and she says, okay, I'm notifying them that identity fraud was done on your account. Okay. And we're going to take care of that. And you're going to get a letter in 60 days. Now, this is what's kind of funny because, I heard Patrick Devine say a long time ago, you can do as many 1040s as you want. You can do, one every day. I don't know. But anyway, I'm always believing what he did because he's so awesome. But anyway, so she picks up all my files and she says, I said, first of all, is everything in the system? Oh, yes, ma'am. I said, everything, 850,000. Oh, yeah, it's all in there. Everything's in there. Okay. She picked it up and she said, she was really nice. She goes, all you have to do now, ma'am, you only have to file 1040 per year. Okay. She said, you take all of this information here and you put it on 1040 for 2023 and do an X, amend it. And after you do that, you'll get your check. I said, fantastic. She can't say how long it's going to take because I got kind of a mishmash going on here, but I will be getting it. Okay. And that's what I was happy about. And I wanted to hug her and give her a box of chocolates when I was done.
Oh my God. Diana.
The only thing that would have made that better is if you had been wearing an I Heart IRS t-shirt.
Trust me, Kevin. I was thinking about that the whole time I sat there. I thought about that the whole time I sat there. I said, where's my shirt? I know.
Kevin's got plenty.
Yeah, tell me how to get one. DM me, okay?
I know a gal.
They should send us a hood. They should send us a shirt with every return.
She was so nice,
Yeah, I could contract with the IRS and they could put it on their website.
Yeah, there is no fear. People out there saying, oh, you did the OID, you're going to jail, and all that garbage out there. It drives you nuts. But anyway, I've been at this thing for a long time. I started I walked into a dealership in last August here. I said, I'm getting my car today. And I'm a veteran and I followed that Christopher Hauser. Oh my God. Wait a minute. 2014. It was an old video. I go, I can do this. And I got all my files together and went in there. And it was such an experience. But anyway, I went in there. Let me tell you about the car or no?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I rolled in the San Bernardino Toyota and I'm going to get me a 4Runner fully loaded. I'm going to get the works and 9 yards, everything, all that stuff. And so anyway, but I take the ride and everything's cool. I come back, how much down? How much, how much payment a month? I said, it's coming out of my trust. Oh, okay. The girl says, she goes, I go, could you go get the finance guy? She gets him, he brings him over and I go over every form with him. And he looked at me. I go, it's coming out of my trust and it comes out of there and da-da-da-da. And he goes, okay, I'll take it to the desk. Takes it to the desk. I wait 20 minutes. Comes back. He goes, we can do the deal. And I said, yeah, you can. Great. So then I got to go to the desk, his office. And, I said, wait a minute. They would not give me a, what's it called? Purchase order. They would not do it. It had to be a contract. But it wrote up all the contracts, 00000, and then they added, I said, you need to add $30,000 for my gas for the year, and you need to add $2,500 on there for my insurance. And I'll be dang, I forgot about the CB radio, but that's okay. So anyway, they put it on there, and it was a Saturday. I went in there, and I have this little beater car, and I had called them, and found out all that and everything about the beater car. But it's Saturday, so they're not going to do anything. They got to call them, they got to verify, blah blah blah. So Tuesday rolls around. I get this call from the managers because Diana can come back in here. I got to make sure the papers are right. Okay. Go back in there, we did everything. She goes, now I'm going to FedEx this out and I'll let you know whatever each one of us, whoever hears from who first, the treasury, right? But okay, I never heard anything and they say they didn't either, but I don't know what they did on their end. So what happened was there was an 1199 form that Christopher Hauser said to give to them. Now, remember, I did this last year, 2023. And that is their direct deposit from the Treasury. And then they were going to cut me a check for $32,500, right? Because I wanted extra stuff. Well, they discontinued the form, the IRS ding dongs, and they didn't say at the time when I went to print it out that it was discontinued. I had no clue. So that was one of the things I did wrong. And then, I don't know, they won't tell you anything, what to do right, the dealership. And, I was really bummed out because my car is limping along here still. And I really need a car desperate. So I never got a car. But you're right, Kevin. They fleeced my account. I got to get that back. So anyway, I don't know how to get a car. I wish I knew how to get a car.
B, get back 10 times the amount, please. Apply, apply, apply. Deny, deny, deny. Recoup, 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 recoup. Yeah, we got a chat for that.
Thank you, ma'am. I
Thank
love
you.
you.
And that B automatically gives that wonderful car dealership an audit.
Free audits for everyone. That's awesome, Diana.
I need to add the 1099B to the list on the I Heart IRS T-shirt.
Yes, sir.
I've got a design change coming.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, just see, I really would like to hear from anyone else who has something to contribute to this beautiful conversation this Saturday, that can move us all along in our ships in the right way. Anyone want to share, even just that you succeeded at getting a piece of paper in your local post office this week? If that's all you did, let us celebrate it. Feel free to come to the mic.
Well, I'd love to thank you for sending me a wonderful TikTok with the lilting voice of the godfather of this movement, Patrick Devine, because now I understand the next time that I go visit my postmaster, it's going to be a lot different. And I'm going to have my signature card for that bank. And then he's going to be able to do certain things for me that I want him to do.
Hello. Hi.
Fantastic. Yeah, we had.
Hello.
Go ahead, Natiana.
How you doing? Hi, Kim Marie. Hi, everyone. I just want to say I'm grateful for everyone. I first want to start off with gratefulness. I'm truly happy of you all group. There have been a lot of gurus out here, and they've been charging people extra amount of dollars to do certain processes, and it's overwhelming because we spending our earned hard money we're working for to actually do these processes. So I am truly grateful for your group because you're giving this information. You're on live. You're teaching us. You're guiding us, and you're giving us what the basic information we go fish ourselves. So I'm truly thankful for that. But I just want to go in and with Christina Wilson, I did her process back in May. Now, I've been doing my process now for a year, been doing a lot of learning, trying to educate myself. I got a lot going on my shoulders at this point in time, been dealing with a whole lot. In the midst of it, I pressed forward. I did get my trust done, but I haven't sent it to the state yet. I sent it to the IRS with Kaya's credit. But I'm going to stay on course. With Christina Wilson, I did her process and I didn't hear nothing. Okay. I didn't hear anything back from them or anything. I said, okay. They sent me back, told me my form 56 was wrong, da da da. So early this month, which is December, I received the letter in mail saying that my information has been sent over to the processing unit. And I was like, processing unit, what is that? So I called the IRS and I asked them, I said, my name is Natanya. They asked me what form I filed. They asked me all my security questions. And I told them I filed a 1041. And she said, well, you filed a 1041. I said, yes, I did. I'm trying to find out what's my process. I received this letter, so I read the letter off to her. She said, "Oh yes, it's went in the processing unit." She said, "All we was waiting for is your Form 56. I see that we received that back, but now it's going to the processing unit." So now I don't know what the processing unit is. I try to call them myself, no answer. But again, I think the processing unit is where they're going to process the check. I'm not sure, but I did do Christina Wilson process. And I will keep you all updated to see what happens.
Winner, winner, chicken
Yeah.
dinner, Natanya. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yes. Thanks you all. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Are we gonna start a choir sometime soon? Probably, likely. See what
Yes.
you started, Leon Moore? Yes, he says. The opera tenor says.
Loving this. Natanya, congrats, darling.
Hey, Kim Marie, I'd like to share something this week.
Oh, yes, please, Candace, bring it.
So it's a small win, but I was very happy to log into irs.gov and discover that my first 1040X is finally processing. So in the 1040 ESV process, it's a small movement. So that made me very happy. And I have to share too, I have a small community here in Greenville. We all get together and I said, did y'all see the video that Kimberly posted, the Heartboat update with the little clip about the lady talking about going in the bank? And one of my friends, I called on the phone and told him, and he proceeded to sing the Love Boat theme song to me for like a minute straight all the way home. And I said, well, one of these days I'm going to get a video of you of that for the group. So yes. And I did have one question. I have a bit of
Candace. So Candace, what you're saying is Grandma Millie's getting the memo?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's a t-shirt coming too, by the way. Go ahead.
Yes, I need to make a couple t-shirts actually. The memo that Grandma Millie would also like to know is if Grandma Millie hasn't gone into the private yet and created a trust, but does have denials and needs to report and recoup, is the 1099Bs allowable if you are not in a trust situation?
That's such a good question. I really want to put a puzzle piece together right now since it's relevant to exactly that question. When we show someone like Grandma Millie, let's say, we show Grandma Millie how to, sort of hand us her statement of account. Oh, she pulled out $100 each month for 12 months and took and spent $100 on the nickel slots, right? So we're going to show Grandma Millie how she can actually get back at least her 12 $100 bills on a B. Okay. That is simply just reporting to her comptroller office. Where did Grandma Millie spend $100 a month times 12? That's just a report. But what people need to realize is that report just created a receipt. Now she's in the game. She has created a receipt from her statement from her bank because she was willing to put in a payer and a recipient. Okay, Missouri River Casino, boom, received her $1,200, boom, right? Don't even have to have their EIN on there. Just who was the payer, which is Grandma Millie's social, who had permission to go to her ATM to get out $100, her blue card person. So her social was the payer, right? Signature for funds excess. So all she's doing on that first B really is just reporting to the back office where she spent her $1,200 that year. Now the person that's showing her how to fill out the B can go ahead and do B2. two or more gather, God enters in, credits enter in, a receipt enters in, right? Now you have the chance to actually get back 10 times the amount of your cookies you just spent at Missouri River Casino. So you just simply times the proceed amount, $1,200 times 10, and that goes in the little barter box number 15. Now on the B2, what we would like, if you're doing an online fillable form or a paper red check that you've ordered and it's landed on your doorstep, because they send them to you for free, order as many as you like, up to 100 per, by the way. Okay. So you put on B2, you put the same payer, the payer is now the casino. The recipient is now Grandma Millie of the what? The withholding amount that you choose to put in box 4. If you're filling it out, online fillable or paper, you can put the whole amount times 10. So 1,200 times 10, whatever that calculates to, in the withholding box. Put that enclose it in an envelope, stick it in the mail. It's called a substitute return. She doesn't even have to put it on a 1040 because she's probably on Social Security anyway. And our 1099B, number 2, is called a substitute return for service requested. So the whole amount that you place in box 4 comes back to her in a rainbow check. If you attach an 8888 in that, enclose that in the envelope. What bank account would Grandma Millie like her credits returned to? Times 10. It's just a second B reported. She doesn't have to have a trust because what she's doing is voluntarily reporting where her cookies went times 12, then times 10. We all know that the casino got credits back quarterly. In some cases, casinos get their credits back on the daily because they move so many transactions through their casino that they actually at midnight get their cookies dropped back in their jar called credits so that they're flush with cookies the next day should Grandma Millie come in the next day and actually win on the nickel slots. They've got to have cookies in their jar, right? So they're what we would call an escrow or a bookie or a broker. So hopefully that makes sense. Yes, if you're making plans for your family, absolutely the head of the household should follow all the steps, non-decedent, this and that. But I wanted to take this opportunity because you brought this up so perfectly timed that all of these processes are available for us as we are the ones responsible for preparing for the next 7 generations of our family. And by putting together a living trust, it's a very responsible thing to do. Should something happen and you become incapacitated, the bank that's holding your cookies needs to know who's your emergency contact, who's next in line for your lineage, who has possession of the red folder that has my end of life instructions. If I don't want to be on, what's it called when you're in a coma and you're on life support? If I don't want to be on life support longer than 3 months, my emergency contact or my successor trustee is aware of that, my will for my life. So I like to say it's not that process or this process, it's all and more are in our lap now. And we have a lot of power and control back in our laps now. And we have a responsibility just to kind of organize our garden. So I hope I answered your question, but I wanted to make sure that I expanded it out so that everybody could fit into the answer.
The first question I would ask my clients back when I was at the branch senior vice president, financial consultant, all those accolades that were pressed upon me, I I ask one poignant question when my clients sit down in front of me for the first time. Do you have a trust? Because it's your law. It's ecclesiastical. It's biblical. It's your law, and nobody can break your law. That's the importance of the trust. Trust, trust, trust. Trust the plan. Plan the trust. Think mirror.
Awesome. Yeah, we haven't gotten to the point of creating the trust yet. It's like in the very near future. So, but I keep hearing the 1099B, do the 1099B. And so wanted to clarify if we had to go through the whole Holly and Kia and the trust and all that first before we were allowed to, or if it was, something to proceed with. So thanks for the information, Kim Marie. I really appreciate it.
Not necessary, but something that should be moved from the back burner to the front burner.
I just want to give one more point of interest. So the B is only one of 37 choices that one has to choose from of the 1099s. There's the long-term care, the LTC, there's the 1099G, there's the miscellaneous, non-employee compensation, the R. There's so many that you have to choose from, Candace, that the cheat sheet is located in the general instructions for certain information returns. It's actually called General Instructions for Certain Information Returns. And if you flip toward the back side of the last quarter of the instruction booklet, if you order your 1099s, they're going to send you one automatically. But if you do it online and you print it out and you want to highlight it, whatever, there is a cheat sheet and it actually lists all 37 1099s. And each one of those is considered a substitute return. X's are powerful because they're prioritized and expedited. 1099s are what trust babies and brokers and shareholders of large monopolies have been knowing how to do and how often to do it for decades. But we never got the memo.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, the B may not be the one that you choose depending on the age of the person that you're wanting to recoup for. Could long-term care, and you could just want to draw down only a portion of it, maybe 50% of it for her to have. And then next year you can pull down, 300%, 400% of the ESs that you put in, because you and only you know how many cookies you put in that jar for her or for you that particular year, right? You have the record. You're the record holder. So because you're the record holder, you're the owner, you're also the decider, the constitutor, the responsible party who you have a duty to either acquisition or abandon any transaction in commerce. It really does. The power really is back with us to decide and determine how we want to roll on this path. We really can't screw this up. Even if everybody that did an ES and a V never even filed or never even recouped it, all you did was put $250,000 worth of cookies in your jar for your lineage or your intended beneficiary, who one day will come along this information and go to their county tax assessor's office or comptroller and find out that you had lodged $250,000 worth of cookies that you haven't yet drawn down. Merry Christmas, family. All we're doing is creating cookies in the cookie jar. We can't screw this up. That's the only reason I shared it with everybody on the 9-hour call, is because I'm committed to not injuring another person with information that they could go and read for themselves on the internet. And an ES and a V is what I read for myself, that's actually a money order. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully it expands your feeling of empowerment. Thanks for bringing that forward today.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Have a Merry Christmas.
Kim Marie,
Chris?
Something hit me hugely yesterday that I need to bring forward that I'm so grateful for, because as I was reading through the documents, because I'm getting ready to do something big in my court case, I kept talking about the maxims of equity, right? And there is a huge maxim of equity that I think everyone just maybe glosses over or doesn't really think about it. But the person bringing the charge or the bill must provide the remedy. And it hit me yesterday. Every one of these statements is a charge. They're bringing a charge against us, but yet they're giving us the remedy in the form of that statement / coupon / bond / check / bill of exchange. They're bringing us the remedy. It just hit me like a ton of bricks yesterday as I was reading through court documents, because I had been saying this all along.
Let's enlighten all of our brothers and sisters of a new way to use the word charge, shall we? If we are a transmitting, receiving electrical magnetic field, all of us are undulating nodes of God, right? If all of us are capable of transmitting and receiving, what happens when we're out in a rural area and we lose our battery runs out on our phone? What happens to the phone?
Dies.
Yeah, well, right. And then what happened? What do you have to do to it in order to use it as a transmitting, receiving utility, a tool?
Recharge it.
Charge it back up.
Right. So when you get a charge, you should be doing cartwheels in your front room. They're charging us up, y'all. It's all a love letter, every bit of it. They understand and comprehend 369. They understand the two or more, ACDC. They understand the biblical aspects of all of this, free energy, revalue. It's all, look in the mirror. It's us. And it's unrebuttable. Absolutely. Absolutely. Electrical currents. Yeah, absolutely. So, hallelujah. Thanks for bringing that up, Kevin. Anyone else want to share this beautiful Saturday? I love it. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Anybody?
I would like
We on?
Yes. Christine S., go for it.
Okay. So I talked to you guys before a while back about how I went into Bank of America and was getting my 1522 notarized, and talked to her about the medallion stamp. And I had built a rapport with her because she had notarized all my trust stuff before. So I went back in again to get my husband's stuff notarized for his 1522. And at that time, the prior time I was there, she said, if you have one of your coupon bonds and would like to bring it in, I would love to see it and we can go over it. And I said, oh, great. Perfect. So I brought his stuff in so that he could get his stuff notarized, as well as I'm doing all his trust stuff. So I got his trust notarized and was doing his as well. And I brought one of my coupons in and I handed her, a statement, and she looked at it and she said, yeah, these are coupon bonds. She goes, we used to do them all the time, because she's been in banking for a long time. She said, yeah, we used to do them all the time. We used to bring them right into the counter, deposit them. She said, and they're also you used to be referred to as bearer bonds. And I said, oh, okay. Well, how do you go about, other than the 1522, to cash them in? Say if you wanted to do it at the counter. And she said, well, Bank of America doesn't do it anymore, but let me look in my system. So she looked in her system and was pulling up, okay, if you have a coupon bond. And she said, well, if you have a bond, say drawn on Bank of America, or you have a bond that needs to be redeemed, you need to find the paying agent. And I said, okay. I said, so let's say I have a bond for Bank of America or another company. If I'm looking for the paying agent, who would I look for? And she said, well, let me look and see what they have in our internal, website. And she said, okay, well, here's some information. A coupon bond through Bank of America or somewhere, she says right here, it says the issuer or paying agent is this phone number. So if you have one, call this phone number and talk to them about the paying agent on how to get the bond done. And I said, okay, that's great. So I took it home, put it in a file, left it for a couple days, and decided, last night, put my little one to bed. And I was like, well, let me just see. Let me go through paperwork and let me pull up that phone number. So I happened to go into Google. I typed in the number just to see what would come up. And lo and behold, I typed that phone number in, and what came up was US Bank bond, which I thought was very interesting for two reasons. One, we've gotten our green cards back and they have been stamped US Bank. And two is that it directly took me to the page for all of the bond information. And I had uploaded it into the 1522 chat, told you exactly what you needed to do for the bond, where to send it, how it's called US Bank Investment Services Bondholder Information. And it is a 5-page document that tells you everything you need to do. And ironically, you're going to be sending them to St. Paul, Minnesota as one of their offices. And they have a toll-free number that you can call and ask any questions that have to do with bearer bonds, registered bonds. So I just thought it was a little bit of interesting information. Anyone on that 1522 path that would like to research more on redeeming some of these bonds and how to go about doing it. But they do have a phone number as well that you can call and talk to them directly.
Just a little
What's that
something
name again?
interesting.
I could not believe it. I was like,
That is amazing, y'all.
I thought God was trying to
I have
talk
Bank of
about
America
me.
too.
I looked and
Liza.
I have a whole list of questions. I called today and got onto their automated. And if you go on the automated system and you put in 2 for bearer bonds and then 1, they tell you exactly what you need to do to send it in. You need to send 3 things. You do daughter's trying to call me while I'm on my live. If I beeped out.
Say it again. Say it again.
Say it again because you cut out,
sorry.
Christina.
Sorry, guys. My older daughter's trying to call me. If you go on the phone number and you select 2 for bearer bonds, or bearer bonds, and you hit number 1, they say it takes us 3 days to process the bearer bonds. What you're going to need to send is number 1, you're going to send a letter of instruction. Who is the payment to be made to? Where can we send the payment? Number 2, you're going to send the original bond / coupon, which I thought was very interesting. And number 3, you're going to send us a W-9. And if you want to send it certified or registered mail, you're going to send it here. And then if you want to overnight it to us, you're going to send it to St. Paul, Minnesota. Attention, bearer payments. Guys, I was so excited when I was listening to this last night, and I just threw it in the chat and I was like, is it just me? Like, am I just sleep deprived, going crazy, or is God trying
Christina,
to
that is,
listen?
it's 2:21 o'clock right now. That's such a blessing. You understand how much an alignment you 2:21 o'clock right now here in Georgia. Oh,
11:22 here in Cali.
And I'm in Florida, so it's 2:27 for me.
Hey, what's the phone number, Christina? Christina, can you post the phone number, hon?
I posted this bondholder. It's called SS Bondholder Info. I put it in the 1522 chat. It has the phone number on it, but they do have a toll-free number if you want me to give it to you guys.
Everything everything that you've done, that you've put in there about that, go ahead and pin it in that group, and it'll be pinned for everyone to find.
Okay.
I'll find it and pin it because members can't pin. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do
I
it.
was gonna say I don't know how to do that. So if you
I'll
could
do
take
that.
over, that
I'll
would be
find it.
great. Okay.
So don't ask her for information. Don't DM Christina. This is Heather, y'all.
Yep,
Y'all
let's
can
make
go
it
do the
simple.
work. Go do the work, but I'm going to pin it. I will find it and pin it. But you guys got to go do the work. Don't bombard her. She's being a blessing to us. So I'm just
That's
letting you
right.
guys
Thank
put that
you.
disclaimer out there.
Thank you.
Out there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna call them on Monday. Ask. I have a whole list of questions that I'm gonna. I'm sorry, my daughter keeps calling me. I'm going to ask a whole bunch of questions and then I'll just post in the chat like anything that I find out. But I'm going to ask because I want to know if it's just Bank of America or if we can send any bonds because it didn't specify in that it was Bank of America. So I'm thinking maybe we could send all of ours and see which one pays out first. Is it going to be faster through the Treasury? It's going to be faster through the US Bank. You know, I'm in alignment with what Kimmery says. It's not just one way. It's all and more. It's all of these ideas that we have and so much more. My thing is I'm going to do just me personally. I'm going to do multiple ones and see what pays out the fastest for me. And that's the route I'm going to go. But until we find out the fastest, we might as well just try all avenues and see where it leads. And I yield.
Thank you.
I just pinned it. Amber just gave me the shortcut to she tagged me in it in the 1522 group. So it's pinned now. It's 5 pages. It's a Units Bank PDF. So no one can say they can't find it. It's there. So thank you, Christina. You're such a blessing. And that testimony was amazing. And I just love that I just came into that call and heard that.
Mic drop of mic drops. Jesus.
Did she have to smack us upside the head like that? I mean,
Yeah,
I
a
love
little something she found interesting.
a little something.
Yeah, I like to say just a little, you know, sometimes
Little
I think little something I could just drop in case you guys were
Just
wondering.
bring a little razzle dazzle on us.
That is the understatement of the year.
I think God has to smack you in the face a couple of times, like just to wake you up. You know, you get on this journey and you keep wanting to know, so you keep digging. So I keep diving down these rabbit holes. I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. And if I have to stay up every night until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I will do it. But I'm going to figure it out for us all because we all need the remedy. So let's go. Let's all go. If I go,
do you understand what you're saying right now? The way that you are speaking to this community and giving them so much life, just saying your own testimony and how focused and diligent you are and that you're willing to put in the work. I was talking to Camry last week and I said, there's something I heard a long time ago from a preacher and he said, you should be moving at the speed of purpose. That's my life mantra. I'm moving at the speed of purpose. And what you just said embodies that whole thing. And I'm so grateful that you shared that and just came and just illuminated even more in this conversation. And you're just a blessing to the masses. So thank you so much for that, sweetheart. That was a blessing.
Newsflash. Thank you, Candace. I'm going to read it out real quick. Not only that, but they have a drop window. You can drop your bonds off at 10 a.m. and pick up your check at 2. Is it going to get any better? I don't know.
Okay, Marie, are you serious? Let me go read this thing.
No way.
I am willing to perfectly ride dirty to go make that happen.
Candace and I talked about this last night. We were laughing so much. They were like, come bring your bonds before 1 and you can have them after 2, but bring them to us before 1 Central, guys. Come on.
Who's road tripping with me? Come on, people.
I'm in. I'm already packing my bonds up. I'm ready to go. Like tomorrow, I'm out of here.
Oh, this is another thankful thing that I want to just drop on to everybody here too on this call. So I came across information about, the whole, what we would consider the redemption process being in a certain book. And in one of our other smaller study groups, I put the task out there for somebody to find it. Not only yesterday did I receive a phone call from somebody who drove 11 hours to a law library that had said book. She called me while she was making photocopies of it. And the person that I was on the Zoom call with found that there was a copy of said book in his local law library, and all he had to do was get a library card, and it was digitally formatted for him to look at. God is so great and a show off.
That's so dope. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
So, quick question. Hi everyone. I jumped on just like a few minutes ago, and I heard just a nibble, but someone, if they could share later on or whatever, um, what I missed,
You
please.
can listen to it. We
Don't
have a
worry.
replay.
Everything is going to be recorded. This is one you're definitely going to want to watch. I'm telling you right now.
Thanks, hon.
Same here. Greetings, everyone. This is Lillian, Costa Rica.
Yep, go ahead.
My name is Elisa, but my real name is Lillian. I am here in Costa Rica. I just want to say thank you for the format, but I had the same issue with the young lady. I've been on, but my family calls me constantly, so I miss what Christina said. And I apologize, Christina. I did send you a message, even though she said don't do that. The doctor said don't do it. But I'm so excited down here, and I wanted to hear what you had to say. So I hope I can have time to listen to the recording, because I am here in Costa Rica trying to get myself free on the United States side. In the interim, I have relocated to another country. I'm praying that one day soon, that we all get our redemption and we can all celebrate here together. This is a beautiful place, but I just want to say thank you, and I look forward to understanding what Christina was saying. But peace and blessings to all of you. Thank you.
I dropped it in the chat, so you can do it. Yep, go ahead.
Hey, I just want to give gratitude to everyone in the room, especially you, Kim Marie, Kevin, Dr. Heather. I did the 1040 ES and V process, and I did two 1040Xs and one 1040 because I forgot to file on my 2022, and that one has been the status has been updated or whatnot. And I was going through the chat, and I saw someone said they went down there to the IRS office or the local office or whatnot in their area, and they bought in copies of everything with 2 identifications. And I did the same thing, identified myself, and they told me that I will be getting the check within 9 weeks. I also did the yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
Nice.
I also did a Christina Wilson process too for my estate back in July, and went through a lot of red tape. The IRS sent me a bunch of letters and things of that nature to test us, see if we're going to be diligent. And Christina uploaded something on her website, which was Gumroad, was a letter or whatnot that had Exhibit A explaining what should we send to them. And I kid you not, I sent it out December 4th. It got there December 9th. Like 3 days ago, I received a letter from them saying that my funds will be released for the estate. And I was like, I went to work with a whole different mindset. Like, y'all don't even know.
Wow, what a blessing, Curtis.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats, that's amazing.
I'm so grateful for this
Wonderful.
group. This group is like,
Congrats, bro.
thank you, man. This group is just like everything. I've been tuned in every day. Even on my break at work, I tune in, see what I miss. I'm scrolling, I'm helping other folks within the community. I helped some people in my community sign up for the 1040 ESs and Vs. I got at least about 10, 15 people I done help myself. Uh yeah, my only thing is once I receive my check, I'm looking to see how I could deposit it into my account, the estate one, being that I don't know if it was I sent in my non-decedent letter, so I don't believe it should be a decedent account. But I you know, I'm there now. So I got like a couple weeks until that come, and then I'll go from there.
Thank you so much, Curtis. Just be, it's your opportunity now to shop for a wealth manager of your choosing. Okay. And you work with a wealth manager that that can understand the language you're putting on the table, and your vibe with that person is going to allow you to choose whether you want to come back and visit them again, because you got a nice breadbasket full of offerings, right?
That's right.
So I would love to ask you just to pull it out of your heart space for all of us, so we can all be inspired for the rest of the week hearing from you. What was it like for you to feel finally seen, respected, honored, and made whole?
It I've been going through my own trials and tribulation. I just had a daughter. I have a son. I've been working. Um, I ran into a little obstacle. Well, I kind of been homeless for a little minute, even while I was working. And when I came into these processes, I'm a type of person that I research and I love learning. And I was I was working to look for a situation for me and my family, so I can, get everything back in alignment with them and everything or whatnot. But I wanted to create generational wealth, and I didn't want to work, because I know that's not what I'm intended to do. I'm supposed to be living in my purpose. So when I did go through everything, what I went through, and I kept pushing forward, I kept my foot on the gas. And when I finally received that information from the IRS that my funds been released, the same as the refund status been updated and everything, it just sent chills through my body, because it changed my whole inner side. But I always, even though I was going through what I was going through, I still felt like that, because I didn't ever want to let that negative feeling or thought overtake my mindset. So I was definitely more so focused on the process than the outcome, but always keeping the outcome feeling while I'm going through the process, if that make any sense.
You're speaking to all of us who haven't yet been able to put it in language. So I just, thank you for being an example of someone who, is able to overcome. I mean, that's all of our stories. We shall overcome. We're coming with clean hands.
Sure.
We're coming with pure hearts, clean hands, and all of our claims are bona fide. That means they're all in good faith, right? Full faith and credit is actually who's showing up and arriving to all these meetings. You all are little angels. Your wings are tucked into your sweatshirt, but you're all little angels, and you're going into these different bankers and you're looking them in the eye and they're seeing manna from heaven. They're seeing heaven coming to earth through your good works. I
Yes.
think they're here for it. I think they're to be here for it too. Yeah. So thank everybody for just really never giving up on each other.
Greetings, Kimmery.
I mean,
This is Eric. Happy solstice to everyone. The days start getting longer tomorrow. And it starts getting warmer, and the sun comes out, and the Jubilee begins, I think, in about 10 days. And I wanted to ask Curtis if he could share where, or I'd like to tap into that estate technology that was Christina Wilson you mentioned?
Yes, that was Christina Wilson borrowed from yourself.
Can you share that document?
Yeah, how I can connect with her or her link.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Recoupers was created for everybody. It's in the Recoupers room. There's a topic on it. You all you need to do is take a look through the library, folks. There's lots of topics in there.
Thank you.
Guide you every step of the way. Okay, awesome. Okay, anyone else have a gratitude to share?
Hey, Kim, how are you doing?
Hi, Kiambo. Nice. How are you today?
I am doing well. I just wanted to shout you out and Heather and Jeremy and 903, everybody, you know. And I just want to give gratitude to this call and everybody that's here doing the same thing that I'm doing. And I just want to let you know that my green cards are coming back solid. So I know that they have everything on deck. I still got some more processes to do, but Curtis and Christina has really been enlightening to know, because I've been seeing a lot of negative posts about jail and arrested and all that. And I've been doing this since February of this year, and I have total faith by that next year in February that everything will kick in. So this was gratifying. And Curtis, I'm definitely going to DM you, my brother, real quick. Nothing crazy, but that was very inspiring to know that if you stand your ground, that everything will come back to light. So,
Sure.
you know what I mean? So that was super great, and I'm just looking forward to that. Just waiting again, because we've been waiting for so long, and now now that we know what we need to do in case they want to keep moving the goalposts, that it's time to get to the goal line, and that was awesome.
For sure.
So I'd like to finish my gratitude. Thank you, Dr. Heather and Kimmery and the leadership and everyone else here and all the abundance in Recoupers. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Kimmery.
Hi.
Who's next? Yeah. Thank you,
I'd like to
Eric,
go
for all
next.
you've done too to get us here.
Hi. I've been in this space for quite a few months, and I have to just testify and speak the truth that all of you, I mean, from Christina to Kimmery to Marduk to the rest of the team members, you guys have come after days of fasting and prayer for leading and for and I have to tell you that it has resonated. I got her. It resonates with me perfectly, and it feels like the spirit is moving in this like never before. It feels like the Jubilee is coming in, and all of our ships are coming into harbor and recouping and getting back to what we were intended to see, how we were intended to work, completely free to do our Heavenly Father's will for His kingdom, to build His kingdom on earth, to provide support and help all the other ships out there at sea lost that need help, that they're struggling to pay, but they live paycheck to paycheck. I do. A lot of us do. And to come to find the truth and to seek it so much, so fervently, and believing that our Heavenly Father is so rich and able to bless us And he says, as the scripture says, that he who he sets free indeed. It's not just a hey, listen, you're going to be free at some point. No, we are free indeed. We just didn't know the way to do it and what that means and how to operate. We've been learning and walking in this life based on the things that people have been telling us, and limited by information. I'm an immigrant myself. I came from Romania and made it to America, the land of the free. And little by little, you get to the point where you're just working a 9-to-5 job, and you're wondering, I think I have more to offer to this world than just the 8-to-5 job. I think I could create things. I could, help people, provide for people good food. There's so many things that we can do and accomplish if we draw close to the Father and seek His will. That's what I'm doing, and you guys have been an instrumental part of that, because in my spirit I felt like all of the stuff that you're talking about, everything from trust to proper way to operate with your enemy, the IRS, which I used to hate, and now I'm supposed to love my enemy. All of this is incredibly accurate. It's just blowing my mind how it all connects, But I'm very thankful for you guys, and I just want to say that I've started down the process. I'm putting in the paperwork and just about to send all this stuff into both the IRS, faxing the documents from 1040s to 56 and all the forms that are required based on a lot of the steps that all of you put together. So I appreciate it very much. I'll end with that just to say I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and all praise and glory to the Heavenly Father.
Hallelujah. I thank you for that. Totally hit my heart. I would like to just give a shout out for those that. Yep. Who's that?
James B.
Okay, give me 1 second just to give a shout out to the folks in the chat right now. If you're not in the chat, I did post, if you happen to be muted right now, if you came in late and your mic is muted, just give us a little thumbs up in the chat if you'd like to be unmuted so that the admin can open up your mic. Thank you. Go ahead, Roger.
Thank you. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate the high vibrational frequency that everybody's vibrating here, no negativity. So thanks to everybody. I want to shout out Mona Sue, who started the group over on Newbies for Kim Marie. And I had a quick question for Curtis. I was trying to engage in the DM. Were you able to drop that letter that provided some remedy to invoke the IRS to go ahead and release the return that you mentioned that you saw on her Gumroad?
Okay, I'm not sure if he's still here, but the answer is yes. He actually
It's all
reported
over
on
the
that.
chat. We've released all of that. It's in there, love. Just go ahead and have a look. It's all in there.
Yep. Quick answer is
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Very good. And then one more or two more for the lady earlier who mentioned she had a nice experience with the tax people over there in Southern California. Had you taken in several 1040s or 1041s and they confirmed that that there's nothing wrong with doing that, like what Patrick Devine was saying, and that they requested just put consolidated onto one 1040? Is that what they had mentioned to you, please?
Yeah. Okay. What they said was everything I did was fine, but you don't see. Instead of me doing 7 individual 1040s for 2023, I should have taken the whole shooting match and put it on one 1040 for 2023. Okay. So because I did it the way I did it, now I have to do the 1040X on the entire shooting match.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, to consolidate all those numbers that was on
eat on the individual 1040s, consolidate them into just like that big old number on that line, whatever it is. Okay,
I
that makes
should,
sense.
yeah, I
Yeah,
should have
make it
added it
easy
all
for
up,
everybody.
but I separated them all, yeah, okay.
Sir Christina, who was mentioned in the paying agent, that's going to be the paying agent who is responsible. Let me try to say it right. Within that, within the transaction of the trust that you've bought into from that company that's making that offering, that public offering. So, like for example, Citibank, they're the largest offerer of credit card receivables to their credit card trust stock fund, if that makes sense, in the world. So what happens is there's agents who have fiduciary duties to do things within that trust stock arrangement where we are the investors because they don't have anything. They need our investments into their corporation to fund their business operations and their business expenses. And so they're supposed to return to us the face value of our investment plus the gains from how well that receivable stock certificate performed in the markets. So each one of them has a paying agent that's supposed to pay the investor those gains. And they also have transfer agents, the ones who can transfer or convey that particular stock certificate or a receivable certificate to another portfolio of your choice. So each one of them, they're not going to be the same for all of your bonds. I just wanted to give that clarification. And I found that out from reading the prospectuses and the SEC financial statements or financial disclosures that they have to put out because they're making offers to the public. They're publicly held companies. So their prospectuses tell you who the paying agents, transfer agents, and all that stuff. They tell you that your account, your credit card account, for example, is a receivable to them, and that's what they use the obligation to trade around for future gains, which are returnable to us, quite simply stated. So, but it's awesome that she was able to find that out, and that banker who shared that information with her. That's all very private type information. So, word to the wise, I would stay close with that banker, and she'll probably give you all kinds of good information that she's found out over the years of working in that industry. Most of them on the retail side don't know any of that information. So yeah, keep that vibration high with her, and then bring it back over here to us, and then we can apply it for our ultimate remedy.
I got to be honest with you folks. All this talk is making me want to find another position with a big brokerage firm to help in that vein. Go back to doing what
Do it.
I'm doing.
Do it, Kevin. Do it.
So yeah.
Yes.
So
Do it.
everybody who's looking
I
for,
honestly,
who's waiting,
I
you're
honestly
waiting
think
for your.
what it's going to look like is we're going to have our own.
Yeah, listen, we can do it, but in the meantime, go ahead and get comfy cozy with a trusted advisor, a broker with a brokerage firm, and every financial institution, especially banks, retail banks, they have a brokerage department. And the brokers there, their only gig and their only focus is to buy and sell securities. They have that's the only that essentially that's what they do. So you need to get comfy cozy with that side of the financial institution. It's the brokerage firm.
Some
And
banks like having like a Merrill Lynch inside of it.
I've got it.
I've
Well,
seen that before. A Merrill
I've
Lynch
got
inside of it.
I've got a great friend who literally housed the office right across from me while I was at TD Ameritrade, and he went over to Fidelity, and that's where I have my accounts now. Cameron and I are going to be having a very long conversation very soon.
Absolutely. And when you go in there, Curtis and Diane and the others who've shared their testimony of that you're in receivership and anticipation, your conversation with them to get you into the right room with the right broker is you are a high net worth client and you are expecting a very how would you say, a large return. You can say that, a large return on one of your investments or one of your securities. And they're going to be so happy to be the one that continues moving that security around in the marketplace, whereby they will get commissions. And you are the one who gets to set up that arrangement. You can start it from the very beginning, elevate it high from your place of honor and in good faith.
Thank
And
you.
who you deposit with.
Absolutely. Have a team
Don't they
that will
percent be 20?
administer your whole estate.
They be wanting like
So
20%, right?
It
whatever
doesn't
you
even
say.
matter.
It's
Nah, I'm saying
whatever you
they
say.
stand they're supposed to be 20%. So if you go in there and offer them like 40%, I'm
No,
sure they really gonna be open.
no, 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 no. Brokerage firms have a strict amount that they can charge, and the max amount is going to be probably about 3%. Listen to me, when you've got a portfolio like Fidelity has, they literally have trillions and trillions of dollars under management already. So 3% of those amounts of money is very lucrative for that firm. And by law, that's all that they can charge. So they're the ability for them to charge a fee is kept track of by the SEC. So that's all advantageous for both parties, frankly.
Thank you for that, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good to know.
All right.
Hey guys, can I talk to you all? My name is Gabriel. I basically I was born and still living. I'm really interested in those processes, but I kind of have a bit of a hesitation because I really haven't even lived at all, in US and haven't filed any taxes or whatever. So I kind of have like one question, and I also would like one information for you guys. I think that would maybe, because despite of my question, I want to help as much as I can, because I know you guys are like, someone would say, patriots, or good-hearted people that want good for your folks. The same for me, for my public people, but as long as I can help anyone, I think that's for me also important. So my question is like, because I haven't been born in US, haven't really dealt with IRS or anything, are those processes from Kirmary or pay for yourself also, are they also for me, or I have to adjust it a little bit or more to get something out of it? Because I know that we have also estates, because our published
Gabrielle, hold on a second. Thank you for bringing that forward today. Our group that meets today, we're about sharing the testimonies and sharing gratitudes for all the work that everybody's putting in right now. And I would just request that you go into the Recoupers and actually look around the library and look around to other people who may have asked the same question. If that's okay with you, we'll keep this conversation flowing today with anybody who might have anything else to share with us regarding your insights and your celebrations. Okay, Gabriel?
Okay, no problem. But thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yep.
I would like to share today.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I just mailed off my ESs and stuff today. Like, I've been listening to y'all for a while. It's my first time getting in the group where I can talk and just show y'all like appreciation, because I'm really appreciative to all of y'all that's sharing this knowledge. That's helping us to help even more. That don't listen to the group meeting. We try to explain it to them, but in time they'll get it when they see us having remedy and everything. But I just really want to say thank y'all for sharing this knowledge, and just to say that I dropped my ESs and V's and everything in the mailbox today. So hopefully everything go well.
Andre,
Yes.
thank you
Yes.
thank you for sharing that victory. And if you could just share with us from your heart, what did that feel like for you to accomplish that?
Yeah. Man, honestly, I'm like, I feel so energized right now. Like I feel so up. Like I can't even explain the feeling inside of me is just bubbly. Like I'm happy. Like I just feel like everything gonna be beautiful next year coming in. Like I know everything takes patience, so I've been listening for a while, really trying to gather all the information so I make sure I do it right. And I just was like, I feel like I had it, so I just went and dropped it in there today. So I really feel good. I really feel like my soul is light. Like I just feel like I'm flying right now.
You for being so honest with us about that. And I just want to share for those that are listening into this and the recording after today, there's a feeling that you have participated in rescuing your legacy, your temple that you came here with. We're rescuing that. And we're all on the same team to help rescue this country from other vessels that have been in distress. So that feeling, I don't want to let that be taken for granted, that we are all, each one of us, and Jeremy keeps mentioning it in the chat, it's taking every single one of us, Andre, every one of our actions is saving this country. And we can now be proud and stand tall, knowing that we've helped participate in turning this ship around.
Yeah.
So I appreciate this.
And I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. Y'all don't even know. Like, I really appreciate y'all. Just y'all spirit, y'all soul, sharing this knowledge is beautiful. And I'm just gonna say thank y'all, and I'm gonna fall back now and just continue listening.
Wonderful. It looks like Chase is up now. Chase, you asked for the mic. Or not. Anyone else?
Well,
Yeah, hi.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Go ahead, DBA.
Okay, I'm new here. Just came on. I just kind of stumbled over the site, but I came into your name when I came across Eon's video with Chris, and that's how I came into your name and the process. So I know you have a area where we can go look at it, because I'm still a little cross up about the 1040. I have a trust, so I'm debating on the 1040 or the 1041 to do the trust or individual. So I'm kind of stuck there.
Great. Thank you so much for coming up today and sharing that with us. And I always say, instead of either or, both and more. Hallelujah. We don't have limits on us anymore. They left the gates open for us. Okay. And we're all getting the memo at the same time. So everybody's running, right? Run. So thanks for finding us, and enjoy yourself, and welcome to the team,
Yeah. To the area where I go look for the forms and information for that. Where do I go at for that?
Yeah, so just we've got RECOUPERS, and all the different topics are in there. And you just get to search around that library and find, there's even a group that Heather opened for us to find a study buddy that's in your area. So everybody's sharing, what city they're in, and so they can get together at a local library and get busy. So it's an awesome community.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'm on it.
Wonderful.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay.
So get on it without delay.
Okay.
Wonderful. Anyone else?
Greetings, Kim Marie.
Yep. Yeah, greetings.
Hi, hello everyone. I just want to thank everybody for being on today. I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for what you have started. I'm also thankful for Mona for allowing me to be the main admin in the newbies Kim Marie that we have started. Um, from the moment that I heard you, Kim Marie, I just want to thank you. You are great. You have greatness inside of you. And just teaming up with Mona, it's like it was just a huge explosion. And I appreciate both of y'all. I just want to tell y'all, give a shout out to the both of you coming together, along with Dr. Heather, whom have done an amazing job getting these two groups together and teaming up with other admins like Tacky. You are awesome. You really are doing such a great job over in the newbies group. Uh, uh, and I just want to appreciate all the testimonies. Oh my God, when I heard Leon for the first time, also when he was giving that testimony, it was just so awesome to hear that that he had found the group, because he was a little shy. It was true. He was a little shy in speaking out, but he said, "Hey, I'm going to get it done, and that's what we need, guys. We really need to move forward and get it done. Get it done." Diana, when I heard her testimony, oh God, for the first time, it's like, my goodness, I was so proud of her that she came out and also told her testimony too. So really, guys, it's just amazing. It's great vibing. Everybody's so positive. We love getting together over there. And here, now that y'all are open on Saturdays, yeah, just come by and say hello. And again, it's just such a great movement. And I thank you, Kim Marie, for everything again that you are doing. And God bless everyone. Yeah. So yeah. Love you too. Love you too. So when in doubt, guys, and you're feeling lonely during the week, tacky sorry, it's tachygomatic days, but I call him tacky because, man, we get along really cool. We vibe. We uh we answer questions. He gets it going. He's been having the chat open for like on a daily basis. But normally we're open on Thursdays at 7 o'clock Eastern. I believe it's 6 o'clock Central, guys. I think that's just, how we're all just different time zones. But when we get together, it's like, and Kim Marie comes on there. It's like, oh my gosh, when she comes, we let her take over for reals though. And it's so great because we get good outcomes on a daily basis. But the main day that we are open also is pretty much on Thursdays. So thank y'all so much. Keep doing this great work, and let's keep it going, guys. God bless y'all, and I love you all.
Can't wait for group hugs. I'm telling you, we're really not going to have much to talk about when we all get together. It's going to be a giant hug fest. I'm just telling you right now. I'll either be in a group hug or I'll be in the kitchen, just if you want to find me, okay, at a party. Okay. Thank you for that, Ambassador. I love it. That was beautiful. That was so beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Can I read my speak?
Go ahead.
Hi, this is Brave.
I live in Atlanta. I'm kind of new, but I have been watching a lot of the. I've been on 2 live videos so far, and I did send in my 1040 ES and my 1040 V like 3 weeks ago at the most. And I just want to gratitude for the Most High, gratitude for you, kids, Kim Marie, and the rest of them. This family here that's the Most High has brought together is really opening doors for everyone who's been going through, and we just really appreciate everything that y'all are sharing with us. We really do. And I also sent out the 1522 form the other day, and I can't wait for the results.
Ooh, I just want to say, hey, raising the hands in the air for that one. I can't tell you enough how awesome it is to hear from each and every one of you. Every single one of us are the remnant. Every single one of us is a puzzle piece. And every one of us is coming home. Okay. Go ahead, Stephen.
Awesome. Thanks, Kimmery. Just wanted to give everybody my gratitude for all the recoupers leadership and you, Kimmery. It's been a fantastic journey, and everybody that puts work into the channel. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm deep into this. I'm just finished up my SPC process and in my treasury package today. Did the 1522s, the 1040 ESs and Vs, 1041 ESs and Vs, the borrow from yourself, the claim your credits. I'm doing it all. I appreciate everybody on the call, and I've been seeing a lot of information coming out about this currency reset and this golden era and going to the quantum financial system. So everybody needs to get on XRP, XLM, and HBAR into their portfolio, so we can make some real money coming up in this 2025. I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for the future. Thanks so much.
No, thank you for bringing that forward, Stephen. I'd like to just add to that for Stephen, for people, just to give them a real hamburger and French fries version. The rails that we're going to be able to do person to person. If I want to give Stephen $50,000 and retain his services of, let's say he's a milk farmer and he's got raw milk for my family, right? I get to now gift Stephen and his farm $50,000 on a person-to-person payment, and it'll be instant. Now he's got everything he needs to make sure those cows are healthy, safe, and abundant with milk for my family for the year. So I just wanted to break it down. When you all hear that, when you hear those words that are brand new for you, think of it like payment to payment with no more middleman. Trusted, safe contract between Stephen and I forevermore without being interfered with. So thanks for bringing that forward, Stephen.
Yeah, absolutely. No Federal Reserve controlling the money supply. It's decentralized. It's beautiful. And backed by gold and silver and precious metals and
backed by the energy of the light that we are. Yep. Can you hear me? One second. Can you hear me? Or do I need to drop out and come back?
You're good.
Hello?
You're good.
Okay. Stephen, yes. Thank you for putting a finer point on it. And then I just want to, reflect back to you again, right? The energy where it was always originally issued from, back to source. And you and I, Stephen, have always been backed by the energy of our what? Action, labor, good deeds, free will, and our ability to contract with one another. That backs everything. We're back to our word is our bond, which is our security, which is our treasure chest, which is what are you offering today? And who needs it? Does that make sense? Does that kind of land out there in a world where we all are included now for a change?
It does. It does. Absolute abundance.
Yeah, unending ability. Yeah, unending ability to gift, acknowledge, award, bring merit, bring 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 what's happening here. What is everybody experiencing here? A community, regardless of where you're at in the world, a community that can get together, plan, experience, and build together without any interference. We're doing it right now. We're on the blockchain right now. Isn't it awesome? Thank you, Stephen.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's bringing forth, Stephen, the original trust indenture that was given by our Heavenly Father himself. It's bringing forth the original trust. And we, as the benefactors of that trust,
Yep. Okay.
I think we
Who's
lost Kevin.
next? Yeah, I think so.
He had a call.
Thanks for bringing that forward. Yep. That's a bridge. So that's a bridge builder, right? Which is what Jeremy's doing, what Heather's doing, what Mona's doing. We're building the bridge to standing on it. Us. We're the X on the treasure map, y'all. Hallelujah. Yeah, go ahead. Who is next?
This is James. Can you hear me, Kimmery?
Yes, go ahead, James. Yep, we can hear you loud and clear.
You know me as James Hood Guitar over on TikTok.
Love it.
I just want to say first, so grateful for you. I thank God that I found you and Jeremy and Kevin and Dr. Heather, and that I can be a part of this group. I just checked my tax transcripts this morning, and the bees are starting to hit. Yes. It's on the. It's on.
I told you so.
Winning.
So, hey, you know what? We're gonna have to make a bunch of chicken pot pies with all those chicken dinners.
Who's hungry?
When did you send those in? I'm curious. Gosh, I want to say just a little over a month ago. Nice. So far, they're just. Well, what's interesting is that I submitted ES&Ds for 20 prior. I haven't seen those hit yet, but I know they're going to. So it's only showing on the wage and so far.
You're right. Okay. So remember, when you start filing what I call substitute returns, throughout the year, right? In other words, when you electronically, digitally authorize them to exchange those credits through a transfer agent called Tax 1099 or whatever, you gave them permission to shoot that report of a future recoupable event for you or your Benny, whoever you did it on behalf of, right? Your blue card or your son. It's the same. You gave permission to the third party to go ahead and notify the IRS that you're sticking cookies in the cookie jar for you to collect, which is the B's. When someone starts filing a 1099, remember who's been filing and setting away cookies for all of us into our Social Security UCC contract trust all these years for our benefit without our knowing. It's not our trust, not the Treasury's fault that hands got in our cookie jar, okay? There were opportunists and pirates that got in our cookie jar. But they knew that it could be done without anyone seeing it, because it's always been the Treasury's job to make sure your credits are ledgered somewhere in a charitable remainder trust should anything happen to you that year. So remember, now that you've started to come forward with 1099s, on the 1041, you get full power and consent. If you are, because they don't know what your plan is, they don't know what map you're charting for your family, right? Mm-hmm. You may choose to, they give you a choice in 1041 to, would you like to report any 1040 ESs made by a beneficiary on this 1041 trust return? We're straddling the family business, which is a revocable living trust, which is able to be a pass-through entity for you or your son of any credits that you're gifting. Or you may just be a 1040 filer. You may have no siblings. You may just be you may be filing single. They don't know until you start reporting Bs. Now you're sitting here looking at your ledger like, which way is he going to go, George? Which way is he going to go? Because those ESs for your card person, now you have a choice. And if you look up the definition of power, y'all, the real true etymology definition of power is actually having choice in any given matter at any given time. That's real freedom, but it's also an indicator of power. You now have a multiple choice avenue or path that you get to follow that's going to be best for your family, not some outside policymaker, legislator telling you what you get to do, when you get to do it, and who you get to F and do it with. Make sense? Right. Self-governing looks like choice. Hey, so keep in mind, if you're just waiting for the ESs to show up, better be putting forward some kind of a map, a plan. Better stack your receipts, figure out how you want to file your 1041, because you're letting them know where you want those credits to be delivered to who and to what bank and by what method.
So Kimmery,
so thanks for bringing that up. So,
go ahead. If we do a B and we want to pull those credits to our and pull them out with the 1041 through our trust, would we, the EIN for our trust obviously is tied to our social security number for, I think, most people's trust, right? So when you're filling the V's out, would you use your social or would you use your trust EIN?
The original contract was signature for funds excess is who you as the administrator needs to report is due back their original issue of credits times 10.
Right. So
now, well, okay, so this is important. So remember this, everybody who's a 1040 filer only, or you're just getting into filing 1041s for the trust. Remember this. Let's say the question he just asked, he did a B, or the other gentleman, actually, Kevin, I think it was, the other gentleman who said, wow, my credits showed up on my transcript for my Bs, right? We, at any time, can convey or transfer, gift, donate, issue It's called a reissuing or a transfer or a conveyance of any of our credits that we've seen show up on a receipt or transcript, which is called a document of title, a statement of interest, just like your bank account is a statement of interest, right? You have the choice of converting or moving or conveying that amount that's in box 15, let's say, or the withholding amount. You can move it over to a NEC, 1099 NEC, and change the recipient to your grandson. You can do a 1099 miscellaneous. Split up the $1 million into 10 different grandchildren's recipient as the recipient holder of the $17,000 on a miscellaneous if you want. We are the cartographer. We're mapping it all out. However we want to do it, go to your whiteboard, put your little circles and your little lines and say, here's my intention. I want to do it. And then there's a 1099 for your intention. That's the best place for you to go where you can have absolute clarity about the direction you want to move your ship.
So even though those credits were for me personally, like, right, those credits were for my personal, well, my social, they come through my Social Security dry pass through trust, right? And I can report the B's, A's, the C's, using my trust EIN, and that's no issue, right? I don't have to report with the social first and then.
Correct. Yeah, the trust can be the payer. What your sole prop can be the payer if you want. The all caps blue card person, no dashes, can be the payer because that's your mort main, your escrow account. If you want the social no dashes to pay the public blue card person, then you would just have the payer have no dashes, and then the recipient be the social with dashes. Then you're going to see that ledgered gift on the transcripts in your IRS portal for your blue card person. So when you think about your puzzle pieces, you just think about what is your intended outcome. And then from there, you'll get the divine revelation, and you'll get the path that you need charted for yourself. What's going to benefit you or your blue card person or your living trust? You get to capitalize now. You get to recoup now for your family's benefit for a change. And there's no one there to tell you no, is what I'm trying to say. So you, Stephen, can do it however you see is going to benefit your family's project next year the best.
Beautiful. So then when another company, like I own a couple Airbnb buildings, and I get 1099s from Airbnb, which I obviously in the past have been paying taxes on. I don't pay a lot of taxes because I have a lot of write-offs, but going forward, now I'm reporting instead of filing, and I'm taking my credits back and I'm getting paid. So what would I do with that 1099 that was issued to me?
1099 is a receipt, is it not?
As income. Won't the IRS look at it like I received
Wait. Nope, hold on. There is no they right now. You're the boss, right? So you just got sent something in the mail.
Correct.
If we are to turn every piece of paper into gold, we're turning it into our benefit for a change, right? Anything that comes in the mail is a charge, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So you get to turn that piece of paper and all the numbers therein into a B times 10 back to you, the entire amount that's on that little piece of paper. Yeah. Do you see how in the future our ships won't be sinking, and we won't have to hide from the bully on the block anymore, because everything we get sent, we now get it back times 10. Never to be poor again.
So then just issue a 1099B in the reverse fashion, times 10.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Because as soon as they sent it to you in the mailbox, did they not give you their W-9? They gave you a piece of paper with all of their W-9 information, did they not?
I got it. It comes electronically. I don't think I got a W-9 from them, but and they're yeah.
No. It is. No. It should be on the 1099. If it's not, it's okay. It's still a receipt for you, and you get to create a B, and you don't have to put their W-9 on there. Remember, when we do it electronically, we can say not provided.
Right.
Their EIN is probably
so what you
even.
I can get Airbnb's EIN probably pretty easily, I would assume.
Yep.
I need to redo my
See,
tax.
once people once people start realizing that everything that comes to you, you get to multiply it. Remember how it was said in the Bible, multiply the fish and the wine? Everything that we receive now, we can multiply it times 10 back to us, while all we're doing is just reporting where your cookies went, Stephen. This many cookies went to Airbnb for this fiscal year, I say. Right? Did you not just report a truth and a fact in law to the Treasury?
Absolutely.
So now you get to do what's called a bond call. We're the bank that has Airbnb even being in existence. We were the underwriter. We were the insured. We were the gold. We were the backed by gold transaction. We're just calling back the value of those taxes you spent last year. We're calling it back times 10. Because it's manna from heaven. It's an actual basis use tax, excise tax that you have a receipt, a winning ticket for now, that gives permission to the Treasury to go get those credits out of your escrow account, draw them down, clean them, clear them, and send you a cashier's check or deposit them in whatever bank account you attach to your 888-888-888-8888.
Give me them cookies.
Yeah, exactly. I hope that made sense for everybody. Yeah, thank you for bringing that out today for everybody to kind of nibble on.
Thank you for.
Hey, Kim Marie, I got a gratitude I'd like to share. Can you hear me?
I think I think there's a little delay for him, Stephen. Thanks for that acknowledgement. I got that. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay, so I sent my ESs this week. I sent my Vs this week. I sent the 1522s this week. And on my 1522, I even included a $20 million restitution. I hope that's okay. I even sent a promissory note for the $20 million too. So I'm hoping all that goes through. But I have a question. I haven't done my 2023 taxes. I went to pull my transcripts, and a company that I worked for, which I made $6,000, had my $6,000 1099 on there, but they also had a $662,000 1099 on there. Can I do a fee for that and 10 times it? I can't hear you.
No, give me a second.
100% without delay.
Okay. Well, I'll get that done. 10 times 662,000 that they mistakenly.
Yep.
sent me, which is on my transcripts.
Yep, you should also do the 6,000 in a separate B.
Right. Right. Now I have a specific request based on last week's call. You mentioned bail bonds. Well, I was a political prisoner this year myself. Did 128 days as a political prisoner. Also, my club that I have, a Trump club here in the Villages, Florida, we raise money to put on the commissary of all the J6 political prisoners, and we've been doing that for the last couple of years. Well, we're hoping they're going to get out real soon, and when they do, I want to be able to introduce this to them, and not only introduce this to them, but also go after the bail bonds. Last week you talked about that, and you also talked about doing some special classes, and I was wondering if you'd be able to do a special class to go over how to do all of that so that I can get the J6 people who have been suffering for the last couple of years into this program.
To speak to that? Is he not? Yeah, he's not on. He's not able to talk. Okay, good. So here's my perspective of that, and absolutely, are we happy to help? Yes, we are. Is it empowering to send them over to a community of other people that are lions? Yes, it is. I really think as you are navigating this environment, and you are maybe even, you might choose to open up a special Telegram group that we're able to promote and cross promote and, start to link up these trains where everybody is all for one and one for all and want to help lift everybody up out of the dirt and get everybody paid back the cookies that their ancestors and their ancestors spent to build this country. Absolutely. If it's going to work for you, it's going to work for all of us. And everyone should have the opportunity to find out about how to pay themselves, how to recoup their credits, how to borrow from yourself. There's all kinds of pathways that they can take. And since we here on this call don't have personal information about you and your history, in Florida, let's say, we're better off working together as a team in a group dynamic like we are here. And we're here for it. So yeah, the answer is yes, yes, and yes. And, if I were you, I would start a group so we can actually start, really having a space created and a library and, videos that you found valuable and, testimonies that you, wanted to share so that we're multiplying the width of how far out this information gets to go, sir. And I thank you for all of your service and helping them in advance while you're building the scaffolding like we are.
Marie, I'm
Yeah, go ahead.
When my court stuff is wrapped up, which is coming very soon, I'm going to be dropping a very helpful tool for people like him and those people who've had multiple breaches, because I've already done the legwork on all the 18 U.S. codes that the breaches that have been done to me, that I'm going to give forward to those people who've been attacked by the system as well, because these are breaches that hold a monetary value according to U.S. code, which they're liable for. So I'll be doing that here within the next 2 weeks for sure.
Yes, appreciate that.
Well, I hope that answered your question, sir, and good luck. And thank you for all the participation you're doing. I'm excited to hear your results. Who's up next? Kelly? Looks like you're grabbing the mic. Nope. Okay.
Lawrence.
Anyone here left? Yep.
I was going to say,
Going once.
hello, can you hear me? This is Teo Phil again. Sorry to just one thing I wanted to encourage you guys with is this. Some of the some of the people that came in last into the conversation, or some of you that have come late or later to this information and jumped into this call, there's one thing that I want to encourage everyone to do, which is to understand the fact that they are sovereign, they are free, and just like Emily said, we have authority. It's been given to us. That means that we have the power. We just need to know how to yield that, how to harness and control and communicate that and truly walk it in our life. And that requires for us to learn a lot about trust, to learn about all this stuff, and to really understand and take ownership. For me, it was a moment of realizing that I have always just delegated to someone else to take on something that's so important and precious, which is the information of who I am, what I'm about to do, and what am I doing? Why am I here on this earth, and what is my plan and path to do with my time here? Instead of allowing everybody to tell me, oh, you should do this, you should do that, you have the right and the opportunity to speak and reach and go before our Creator and have that relationship with Him, and He will guide you in the way that you should go. And now I know there is a way for us to learn on how to operate under the sovereignty of the Almighty Creator instead of the sovereignty of governments. The governments are here to help us, not us to help the government. We serve our Heavenly Father, not the government. So we need to tell the government how that paperwork works and tell them and make sure that we understand and communicate with them in a way that they understand the language as to what we are trying to accomplish. So taking on the responsibility of learning, and changing our mind is vital. We can't just think of paperwork per se. It has to be a complete renewing of our mind and rechanging the way that we operate in this world to operate as free, sovereign citizens of heaven and doing the good work. And that's the thing that's required. If your heart is pure and your purpose is right, no one can stand against you because you're doing the good work. So I just want to encourage those of you that are new to this to keep learning, keep seeking. This Recoupers Telegram group is amazing. They have so much information there. There's no way you can go wrong by just taking the time to look at each channel, look and read the information. We're all responsible to do that for ourselves. And K Marie and the rest of the team members and everybody else that's encouraging us to go through, and that's what is required. It does require ownership, responsibility, and for us to take charge of our ship. And I love that. That's all I have to add, Kenny. Hope that helpful.
And thank you so much. And just to put a fine point on it,
Please.
I can't until such day that you would give me power of attorney for a special matter to take care of for you while you're slightly incapacitated for a time. The only one who can do it is you, sir. You are the ultimate beneficial owner in due course of all of it that you generated and created. It's all for you. No one else can come in and touch your cookies.
Yes.
Unless you give them permission.
That's right. Unless you let them, and if you don't instruct them and guide them, then they say, well, we did what we were told, and now we have to give them a different instruction. And by the grace of God and by the Spirit, this information is coming to us all. And I love the way that it's come to Marie, to many of us, the insights. And it does require insight. You do have to humble yourself and ask the Spirit to teach you, to give you the spark of wisdom that is divine. I'm sorry, it is. It's hard to, and the scripture says that he gives it to the humble. He opens the eyes of those that are lowly in spirit and that are hunger for righteousness and for doing the right thing. So leaning into that and believing it and seeking that. If you don't have that type of relationship, I encourage you to seek it out. Not religion, relationship with the Creator, because that's what it is. So just I've been recently born again, if you could say that, but I've been searching to do His will in every way, and I tell you what, He's led me to this group. He's led me to this information, and I know it's right on track in agreement with the Spirit, the way that we are to live free to do as He pleases. So that's my 2 cents. Encourage you guys, keep studying, keep looking, keep seeking. You will find the answers. And everyone here is kind and patient. Just be patient and loving and keep it positive. It's the truth. There's nothing to fear. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, thank you so much for bringing that to us today. Honestly, it feels like Christmas today, y'all. Christmas. Okay, the choir is about to break out.
It is here. It is Christmas.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Greetings,
Linda.
greetings, everyone. Awesome, awesome group. I tell you, I have been a part of so many different groups over my life, and I have never experienced anything quite like this. The information, while it's overwhelming, I'm still going to stick it out. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to do these processes, and I am going to make sure that I am on top. Thank you so much, Key Marie, for everything that you're doing for everyone. Thank you for dropping in all these nuggets. Thank you, Kevin. And I heard someone say earlier on the call that they did their 1522 and they included their promissory note. I'm going to do that as well, but I also want to ask a question. Can I include a court case, like a list pendants that was just filed against me in November that I just found out about yesterday? So I want to know if I can do that as well. And also, one thing I want to say is we are the government. They actually work for us. And when we give them instruction, they need to do what we tell them to do. So I just wanted to share that and say thank you so much, guys, for all that you're doing, all the work you're putting in, all the calls, all the encouragement, support, the love. I feel it through my computer. So thank you so very much.
So wholeheartedly, and I was hoping Kevin was going to speak to the case portion of it. Thank you, Linda, for that. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Which
Kevin?
Yeah, what?
Regarding her Liz Pendant's court case and actually filling that out and attaching the bond or the true bill or the default judgment or whatever it is the collateral on the 1522, please.
Right. So what I did in my case is I made every presentment to be
Better stand still, Kevin. You're breaking up a little bit. Oh, we lost him. He'll be back, Linda. I'll refresh him. Anyone else want to share gratitude? Yep, we got 15 more minutes to be on the call. So unless the sharing is complete, then of course we can have snack time. But
Can you hear me now?
There he is, Kevin. Okay, now we can hear you. He's back.
So sorry, we're on the move. Got to go pick up the basketball player. So I made all of my presentments into bills of exchange along with a bond. Right? That bond and those bills of exchange went to the Treasury for safekeeping receipt. And what I'll be able to do on the 1522 is go ahead and call all of those bonds, okay, for the court cases, for everything. So it's probably going to be put into, everything that I did is going to be put into the court channel here on the RECOUPERS group. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
That'll be some amazing information to have.
he's been working pretty hard behind the scenes on all of that, and we wanted to just have a testimony behind it before we posted it anywhere. So,
and just to give you, an idea. So if somebody, attacks your, brings charges to your all caps name, like in my case, you were the purveyor of that intellectual information. In the moment that you put bonds into the case that are higher than theirs, and believe me, anything of any substance will be higher than their bonds, you not only own the court case, you actually own the court. So you have to wield your power accordingly. And that's what I'm in the midst of right now. And as soon as this is accomplished, I'll have some very first world knowledge. And I am planning on, going federal on this, because there's been so many breaches against my person and frankly, me as a man, that I am due and owed to for their breaches. So that's going to happen here very, very soon.
A lot of folks are going to take this information and apply it and realize how powerful it is, and then start using it in all aspects of their life. This is how we break it all down and fix it and get it all back to the way we want it.
Kevin, when you speak about putting a larger bond in with the Treasury than your court cases, I've submitted, multi-billion-dollar bond for my SPC process and an indemnity bond as well with that. And I do have some court cases as well. So I'd love to get more feedback from you. I shot you a message on Telegram, but looking forward to that. Thanks for your hard work there.
It's only out of necessity.
But you're here.
I sent a bond liquidation package in the other week, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, all the bonds correlate to your case numbers.
Yep.
When I put my case numbers in the bond calculator, the Treasury Direct account website, all my case numbers had an equivalent equaling to I-series bonds of a $5,000 unit measure. I don't know how many they took, but I'm going to find out.
so we'll take over the mic. I'll be back in a few.
Hey, sorry, Stephen, real quick. Hey, maybe I had one little informational thing I wanted to share with people, specifically for the people who are focusing in on this 1099B stuff, which I know a lot of people are, and also in reference to the Kia and Holly's No More Gatekeeping video collection. I don't know if a lot of people saw it, but they are continuing to add videos to that. Now, there haven't been a ton of them, but there are. If you went and originally watched that whole thing, go back to that Google Drive, because there's two added videos in a folder. It's something along the lines of like Holly and Walter. And there was I think a lot of people saw that one that got put out, which is talking about Nunc Pro Tunc. But then this additional one has come out about 9 or 10 days ago. It's about 2.5 hours long. I haven't seen it yet. I'm definitely going to be watching it. But anybody who's on that path, I have a feeling that might be something worth watching. I yield.
Thank you for that, brother.
Yes, thank you very much. Kevin, do you have the ability to elaborate a little more about what you're doing on your court side of things?
Stephen, I think we should save it for when he gets it done.
Yeah, I'd rather speak to it as a whole work, because what I've done in putting them on notice after notice after notice after notice, because I've been reviewing all of my documents that I put in, and as I looked at it from a macro view, having seen it with fresh eyes after having already put all the paperwork in, I now see how I've been painting them into a corner, into a corner, into a corner, into a corner. And now it's just time to finish them off and get them out of my life, because it serves no more purpose for me other than bringing it to resolution. And you'll see that when I start to drop documents, you'll see very clearly exactly what I've been doing.
All right, and what we'll do is we'll continue to follow you on in the court chat in regards to this matter, and so that also anyone else that has testimonies can share their testimonies as well. Great job, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just as we're waiting for Kimberly to get back, one little housekeeping thing maybe we'll just throw out there, because I know there's probably a ton of new people maybe here for the first time, just discovering Recoupers and what this little group's all about, and maybe not so little group, right? And I guess another public service announcement might be just like, I think we can all agree that let's all do our best to talk about certain topics in the right subgroup, right, guys? That makes sense. Like, we don't want to mix all this stuff up. It's going to push stuff back that's relevant, that people are focusing on. And if you're talking about like ES&V and the 1099B subgroup, like, that doesn't really make any sense, right? I mean, it's not like a hard rule. I mean, it is kind of a rule, technically, if you ask Dr. Heather. And I agree with it. But like, let's just do our best. I mean, take a look at the list of subgroups, notice what they are, and let's all do our best to stay organized and stay in the right lane, so that it's aggregated in a, it's not going to be perfect, but even if it's just a little bit more organized than it would otherwise be. We can't turn this play, like, if more and more people are showing up to this group, this is just something we got to all agree on, and maybe even politely correct each other from time to time. Like, hey, that actually should go over here. So just putting it out there. Everybody's, no one's in trouble or anything. Just, I think that's something we can all agree on.
We all look, but each one teach one. Each one teach one. As we learn, we pass it on.
There's no
That's why
trouble to be had.
that's why Tacky
Trouble at
has his
all.
name Tacky, because he's tactful. So also when you come in, and several on here started out with kind of, this doesn't work, and now you're realizing it all works. So watch what you say before you say those words, because you're creating it in the ethers that others are thinking that it isn't going to work. So come back to yourself, center, and remind yourself that you've got to wait for the patience that it takes to move this energy thousands of years from where we came. So thank you, Tacky.
You're welcome. And I might as well also say, guys, be careful of scammers. I mean, Jeremy's got all kinds of clones running around trying to scam people with crypto. If someone contacts you about crypto, it's probably not the right move. Not financial advice, but I just be aware. I don't know how adept people are at the internet, but a big group is going to have scammers coming in, DMing you. Just be careful. If somebody sends you a file that's like a .exe file, don't open it. Do not open it. Whatever you do. Just putting it out there, guys. Stay safe out there.
No, that's really good, Taki. I'm glad you said that. Also, too, just as the group, just look at it as a file cabinet. If you're looking for 1099s, you want to be able to go in the 1099s and not find the ESs or the court. You know what I mean? So that was really cool. Thank you for saying that.
Also, everybody needs to tune in to the 903's TikTok tomorrow. I don't know. It's not a. I don't know if there's an official time for it, Jeremy, but it's usually around 1 Eastern or noon Eastern, something like that. But those calls are unbelievable. Everyone, and they keep getting better and better. Like what Kim Maria was saying about that earlier, she's right. So I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are watching already, but everybody tune in tomorrow to 903's TikTok.
It's 12 noon Central Standard Time. And yeah, there's usually some pretty powerful information always getting dropped in there. You never know what you're going to get. So another safe space for people to come and share their experiences and then, just kind of tell their piece.
Yeah, and Jeremy, I just want to personally thank you because I literally wouldn't even be here. Because like the whole thing that got me down this path in this weird version of the life I'm in now was just regularly watching what you were talking about, man. Like it's insane. It's like amazing. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can someone drop the 903 TikTok call or link into the chat?
I just searched and it's one of the subrooms of RECOUPERS.
Yeah, it's a group down at the bottom, 903 posts.
Thank you.
Yeah, and also know a lot of those replays they get. He's posting them on his YouTube. So if you don't have time or it doesn't work with your schedule, you can usually catch the replay a few days later. And it's worth going back and watching these. Yeah,
it's all the same username. TikTok.
Yeah, like if you type the 903 into your TikTok search, it's going to come right up. Same thing with YouTube. The 903, you'll find it right away.
Yeah, just make sure you get the right one because there's a lot of fake ones.
Right. Everybody watch out for the fake 903s. He's got doppelgangers doing nefarious stuff.
Everywhere.
Don't trust them.
Yeah, they can't duplicate RECOUPERS though.
No, that's a little bit too much.
There's too many different folks in here doing different stuff. So, it's a pretty unique space that's been created.
Hey, I wanted to just make a quick comment, and I dropped off for a moment, but regarding the court cases, and I'll post it in the court case because it might be helpful. A friend of mine did a simple bill of exchange that he wrote out that was a couple sentences and sent it similar to what Kevin did to the Treasury.
Oh, I'm going to drop that information because frankly, I made a template on, strictly from studying 31 CFR on how we can make really anything into a bill of exchange. I mean anything. So when people get their eyes on that, they're gonna enjoy it.
Okay, well, my friend just did a really simple 2 little letters and the bill of exchange really simple.
Specific things that you need to have on that paper to make it a bill of exchange according to 31 CFR. This is another point of study, people. There's all kinds of remedy in these CFRs, okay?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say his worked well, and a couple other people have used it, so I'll just post it for,
How did they use it? Can you expand on that?
Yeah, he cited several of the Section 8 United States Codes 18 in his little letter, and he sent the letter and recorded the bill of exchange in the county, pulled a certified copy, sent it to the comptroller of the county, the head clerk of the county, and to the to the IRS, I believe, and sent the bill of exchange and the letter to the IRS, so they had it. Anyway,
or you could record it on a UCC as well.
Yeah. So anyway, he did that like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was super simple and effective. And then a couple of my friends I passed that on to, who were in the same situation, and it worked well. So,
How did he use it though? Like what? So he.
well, because in the United States Code, Section 18, like he used it in that he had a court case for, weed in Nevada where it was illegal. He had too much, and they had arrested him and gave him bonds and stuff. And so he had, so he wrote the Bill of Exchange and the 18 USC, basically release of surety. He cited the release of surety and was like, hey, I want to be released from surety, and here's the Bill of Exchange. And then he just CC'd the comptroller of the currency, the head clerk of the county. And
Oh yeah, I could really. I'd love to talk to him because I got an ankle bracelet on it for something similar to him.
You could do this. You could do the same on a bond, and I'm going to show everyone how to do that too.
Hopefully soon.
yeah, well, so I can anyway. Whoever just spoke that said they had a ankle bracelet, I can, I'll post it in the court section. It's just
I would love that information too.
Fantastic.
I can't see that information.
Okay, is it okay? I mean, I can either send it to you directly but we'll post it in the court section. That's all.
You can post it. That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, and my friend is, available via phone too.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot you a message on Telegram.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, guys, I don't know. I mean, oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to say this has been a very productive day. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just going to say, I know this call, there's a lot to process, guys, and people who came in late, you might want to go back and listen to the beginning. There was some pretty fantastic stuff when we kicked this thing off. We have our work cut out for us this week, guys. Big developments on the 1522 side, or maybe 1522 / redemption of these bearer bonds, pay your bills. Big developments there. So if you didn't hear that, you got to go and re-listen to that. Developments with Kevin. Everybody who's focused on that, I mean, be patient with Kevin, but he said he's working on stuff, and that's all going down in the court sub room. A bunch of testimonials, way more testimonials than I thought would come today. And this should be enough. This should be enough for people to pick an avenue and see what you can do. Let's keep crowdsourcing this thing, guys. We are making progress. I yield.
Okay, who would love to end us in a prayer today? Because this was shoot me out of the cannon kind of a day. Please, for the record, for posterity.
Absolutely, I'd be more than happy to. Heavenly Father, again, just thank you for bringing the beautiful soul family that you've gathered here in your midst, knowing that we're all connected, that we're all beautiful embodiments of your overall spirit and tied together through eternity. And we've come here to do your bidding and end this situation for the betterment of all mankind. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for providing us the knowledge and the wisdom. Knowledge put to work is wisdom, and thank you for having so many beautiful volunteers that have come here to do your work. In Yeshua's name, I pray. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, brother.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Good
Absolutely
job,
beautiful.
everybody. Woohoo!
No one wants to leave. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
We'll be back next Saturday, guys, 1 p.m. Eastern.
See y'all out tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, great.
Happy holidays to everyone.
Tomorrow.
Merry Christmas.
Bye bye all. Thanks.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Everybody be safe. Everybody be safe.
Godspeed.